Severe weather forces a state of emergency as we track a hurricane, and breaking news of a double homicide in Capitol Heights. Next.
There is cash all around you. People are nearby who want to pay for the things you don't use. Wallapop makes it simple to sell anything. Just download the free app, snap a picture of your item, and it's instantly listed locally. Free. Wallapop users have profiles and receive reviews, so you'll always know just who you're dealing with. Make some space and earn some cash. Start selling. Download the free Wallapop app today.
Virginia in a state of emergency after severe weather.
And new track information just in from the National Hurricane Center, the latest coming up.
Plus, a deadly cosmetic injection ruled a homicide. And a new attack in Arlington.
The minute she hit that strip, supposedly he came up from behind and put her in a chokehold.
The search for a suspect next.
From ABC 7 News, this is a breaking news alert.
Breaking news is in Prince George's County tonight, where police are on the scene of a double homicide along Central Avenue in Capitol Heights. The gunman is on the loose right now. Our Jeff Goldberg is on the scene tonight. We're going to have a live report from him in just a moment.
That's right, but our top story tonight right now, storm watch. Parts of the region still recovering after floods and strong winds from last night, and there's even more rain in the forecast ahead.
This, of course, as we keep an eye on Hurricane Joaquin. That storm threatens to bring even more rain to waterlogged states, stretching the entire East Coast.
Team coverage for you tonight, starting with ABC 7 meteorologist Steve Rudin. Steve, you got some breaking news about this storm right now?
Yeah, brand new information just in from the Hurricane Center, 11 o'clock update, and it shows a strengthening storm. This is what it looks like, upper level parts of the atmosphere. You can see the spin and around, and the latest update for the Belfort Furniture Weather Center now has maximum winds at 115 miles per hour with wind gusts at 140 miles per hour. It's moving toward the southwest at just around 6. This is the projected track, likely to become a Category 4 storm, and keep a look at the eye of uncertainty from New York City to D.C. to the Outer Banks of North Carolina. Exactly where this storm may make landfall, that's the big question mark. Right now, it appears it could happen between Sunday and Monday. Look at those winds. Sunday at 8 o'clock at night, around 100 miles per hour. Monday night at 8 o'clock, around 65 miles per hour. Not only could we be dealing with gusty winds around here, but torrential rain starting as early as Friday. Details on that coming up in just a few minutes. Leon?
Boy, that sounds like a big mess heading this way. Thanks, Steve. Now, Virginia is in a state of emergency as southern parts of the Commonwealth are drying out tonight from serious flooding. But Maryland suffering, too. Some of the worst damage there in Laurel, where the National Weather Service is now trying to determine what type of storm left a path of destruction there. And right now, these communities are keeping a close eye on what the future may have in store. Richard Reeve now live in Laurel with the cleanup and the preparation that's happening right now. Rich, tell us about it.
Leon, all kinds of debris flying through the air here. Take a look at this car. This was under some trees. Not too much damage here, but take a look at this one over here. This one got really slammed on. This is what happens when trees and other debris falls on a car. In downtown Laurel, it's cleanup time.
Mother Nature's going to do what you want. The power of Mother Nature, you can't stop it.
Down trees, ripped up roofs, and tarps where windows should be.
At least one structure where the roof was practically tore entirely off.
Remnants of a destructive windstorm that hopscotched across Laurel Tuesday night.
Apparently the house really had shook you last night from this storm.
Two of Vanessa Smith's cars took a beating when they got buried under fallen tree debris.
We couldn't even see the cars. We could not see the automobiles under the trees.
The high winds peeled gutters off their sidings. This alley off Main Street became a wind tunnel, scattering ripped up roof parts and building materials everywhere.
I've seen trees healthy as an ox come down, on top of garages.
The storm dumped 3 inches of rain in just 1 hour. And now there are concerns about what Hurricane Joaquin could do.
Weather predictions we're getting for this weekend, a lot of people are really scrambling.
A hurry up and wait, a cleanup from one storm, preparing for another.
See what Mother Nature does. She just comes through, rips through like a tornado, and goes on her way.
So you can see power lines down here, and this is the roots of the tree that fell. I'm surrounded by the debris here. One thing they don't know is what kind of storm this was, whether it was a microburst tornado or something else. That's what the National Weather Service is checking out right now. Live in Laurel, Richard Reeve, ABC 7 News.
Wow. All right, Rich, thank you. We'll stay with the ABC 7 Stormwatch team. When there's severe weather on the radar, we will bring you coverage on air and online at WJLA.com, and download our Stormwatch weather app for updates around the clock. Leon?
All right, let's get back down to that breaking news in Capitol Heights. 2 people are dead after a shooting in the 6800 block of Central Avenue there. Jeff Goldberg is at the scene. Jeff, what have you learned?
Well, Leon, still a very active scene here at the Central Gardens apartment complex in Capitol Heights. No suspect in custody right now. Again, police have been out here for some time. It looks like they will be out here for some time. Plenty of investigators on scene. Also, plenty of people behind the yellow tape watching this emotional scene unfold. That was about 2 hours ago tonight. The call came into police at 7:50 this evening of shots fired. Officers responded to find 2 males lying outside, both pronounced dead on the scene. Police say this does not appear to be a random act. No word, though, on the relationship between the suspects or suspect and the victims. No suspect information at the moment, but police say the general public is not in danger.
As you can see right now, detectives are working extremely hard trying to piece together everything that's going on in this case. However, it is still early on in the investigation. So we're asking for anyone who may have heard or seen anything to please call the police.
Obviously, still so many questions to be answered. Not only, of course, the identity and the ages of the victims, how many shots are fired, but most importantly, what led up to this double shooting. Again, police still looking for information on the suspect, looking for help from the public to try and solve this crime. Live in Capitol Heights, Jeff Goldberg, ABC 7 News.
New at 11, a death after a cosmetic procedure ruled a homicide. Kelly Mayhew of Suitland died this summer after she had silicone injected into her buttocks in New York City. Now police are looking for the woman suspected of administering that injection. Mayhew worked as a freelancer at BET. More than a dozen people in the U.S. have now died from similar procedures. Allison.
Well, Leon, as you know, metro safety issues have been in the headlines for months now. So now, what could be the most drastic change for the transit system? The NTSB is asking for new federal oversight. New tonight, we brought that question directly to the head of WMATA, and Jay Korf is live with what he had to say about this. Jay.
Well, Allison, the National Transportation Safety Board used January's fatal smoke incident here at the L'Enfant Metro station as a clear and unequivocal example as to why Metro needs a major oversight change, or else riders will remain in harm's way. The NTSB has asked the U.S. Department of Transportation in an urgent and unusual step to redefine Metro as a commuter railroad so that oversight of the transit agency's rail division can be placed under the Federal Railroad Administration. The NTSB believes that the FRA would hold Metro, an agency plagued for years with safety and service issues, more accountable. The NTSB says the FRA can conduct more inspections, demand higher safety standards, and issue fines. NTSB officials went as far to say the Tri-State Oversight Committee cannot perform effective safety oversight of the WMATA rail system. Without adequate oversight, accidents and incidents will continue to place riders at risk.
We know that we have issues. We're working as quickly as we can to address those.
At a regional transportation summit, we caught up with Metro's leader.
They've expressed their opinions, and I think it's for someone else to decide as to who will have oversight over us, and we're happy to work with any agency that provides us additional assistance in making the system safer, faster.
And we also spoke with political leaders.
Anything that the federal government can do to further the confidence of the riders, the reliability of Metro, the safety, we're going to support.
You have a downward spiral that Metro needs to recover from.
And the NTSB is hoping for very quick action, guys. They are calling on the U.S. Department of Transportation to act on this request within just 30 days. Live in the district, Jay Korf, ABC 7 News.
Happening now, Arlington on alert. Another woman was attacked last night, and the suspect is still on the loose. Now, police are trying to determine if he is the same man behind 7 other attacks since the summer. Northern Virginia Bureau Chief Jeff Goldberg spoke to 2 witnesses tonight.
The rain had just stopped and it was time for bed until
We heard a blood-curdling scream.
This was a scream that you don't want to hear.
A scream that I'll never forget.
Allie Sorby and Sean Durkin, neighbors on North Quincy, both ran outside along with their girlfriends. Sorby looked towards the bushes in front of his house.
And finally we saw her and she pointed down the street, and our neighbor Sean, at that point, I saw him chasing.
As soon as I got to the corner, I lost him.
It was about 10:30 Tuesday night. Police say the 23-year-old girl on her way home from work had gotten off the bus at North Quincy in Washington, headed for home 2 blocks away.
She thinks the guy followed her.
On a dark stretch in front of this set of bushes and across the street from Washington Lee High School, she was attacked.
The guy came up, put his arm around her neck, and tried to grab her book bag off of her.
He got away. Thankfully, she was not hurt.
She was shaken up, obviously.
She's the real hero, because minus her fighting back and screaming like that, I don't think she would have gotten away.
This is the 8th attack of a woman in Arlington over the past 2 months, many happening close to one another. The suspect description in this case, like the others, remains vague.
Well, at this time, we don't believe it's connected to the previous incidents. However, we're not willing to rule that out just yet.
This type of violence close to home is troubling.
And that was Jeff Goldberg reporting. The latest victim did not suffer any physical injuries, and police say that she was wearing earbuds at the time, which is discouraged when walking home at night alone. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 11, Hillary Clinton's email back in the news, but this time for a whole new reason. Who tried to hack into her emails and the surprising way they did it.
And a new scandal for the Secret Service, how they're accused of plotting to retaliate against a congressman. That's next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Michael & Son. You know what's hotter than scandal?
What?
Olivia Pope's smoking hot wardrobe. And this woman is the reason why.
I had no clue that this was a real job out there.
ABC 7 gets special insight on how Olivia's clothes are methodically selected from the show's designer.
Fashion has become one of the actors in the show.
And it's center stage every episode. The brainchild behind Olivia Pope's fashion-forward edge. Scandal's Fashion Gladiator. Thursday on ABC 7 News at 11 after Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder.
Wow, this place is spectacular.
Thank you. We worked with the designer from Haverty's for a complete refresh.
You must be happy to get out of that tiny house.
Yeah, you know, when we realized how great the furniture could be, we knew we wanted more space.
How much more space?
We went from 100 square feet
to 3,000. We still have the original structure. She uses it as a yoga studio.
It's more like a tool shed.
Refresh your space during our harvest sale at Haverty's. Plus, enjoy 36-month no-interest financing. Haverty's, discover something new.
Looking to spruce up the yard with a new fence or entertain on a custom-built deck or hardscape patio? For a limited time, Long Fence is having a 25% off anniversary savings event. Call Long Fence now at 866-450-5664.
This past weekend, top critics from all over the world saw The Walk and they went nuts.
Whoa.
The New York Times says it's dazzling. You can't help but hold your breath and clutch your armrest.
It's madness. Yes, it's madness. You love me because I am mad.
It's what gravity did for outer space. The film that will renew your faith in the wonder of movies.
I am going to do something the world has never seen.
An experience I've never had at a movie before. The Walk. Rated PG. Now in IMAX 3D. Everywhere October 9th.
Double it up this summer with a hot deal from McDonald's. The $2.50 double combo. A mouth-watering double cheeseburger and small fries for just $2.50.